Okay. Could you go ahead and say your first and last name and spell them both for me, please?
Beverly Freshour, Beverly Freshour.
And your exact title is interim police chief, is that correct?
Acting Chief of Police.
Acting, thank you. Acting chief. And you got that title a couple of weeks ago, is that right?
Yeah, it's been about 3 or 4 weeks.
About 3 or 4 weeks, okay, very good. First off, your reaction to the shootings that happened in Uvalde yesterday, Chief?
It was very saddening, very saddening. Anytime you have a shooting, it's just hard to fathom, but when you see that there are small children involved, it's even more heartbreaking. So yeah, it's not been something that you want to hear or see.
Yeah, it's gut-wrenching. And so have safety protocols at AISD campuses changed since yesterday in light of what happened in Uvalde?
Now, we are having increased police presence. As police officers, this is our job. This is what we do every day. This is part of why we're here, for the safety and security of everyone who comes to our campuses. So mainly it's going to be the presence and, you know, just asking anyone who may hear of something or know of something to let us know so that we can look into it.
And by an increased police presence, more uniformed officers around all campuses?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Do you happen to have numbers, or you want to just keep that to yourself?
I do not have numbers, but I can say that with our high schools being in their finals, that is allowing those high school officers that they're getting out of school early. So that allows those officers to help support our middles and elementary schools until the end of the school day.
Okay, so high school officers helping middle school. And did you also say elementary? I'm sorry, Chief.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Middle school and elementary. Okay. What are the challenges, Chief, of protecting our students and teachers and staff when your staffing has been cut by 20%? So we go from 90-ish to 70-ish, right? Like,
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Can you repeat the question just one more time?
Yeah, so what are the challenges of protecting students and teachers and staff when her staffing, officers, the number of employees have been reduced by about 20%?
I think we're really focused right now just on like the current measures. I don't know if we're necessarily, you know, she has just stepped into this role and is really trying to get us through the rest of the year, especially with this. So I don't know if we're necessarily prepared to speak to that right now.
Okay, will you be prepared to speak on that in a little while?
I personally know, but we can check in with our leadership, because Acting Chief Freshour was not the one that made any decisions to cut any budgets, and this is really difficult, you know, leadership decisions with our executive leaders. So I don't know if it's necessarily fair to put her in that position to make that statement.
Although maybe generally, Christina and Chief, because you went into this and accepted this role knowing that you'll have fewer officers, can you just talk about the challenges of that generally then?
Jenny, again, I think we agreed to the interview talking about what we were doing this week in the wake of the shooting, and I do want to stay focused on what Acting Chief Freshour agreed to.
Well, so what are the measures? I mean, that's kind of part of the question. I can leave that part out, but I mean, it's top of mind for everyone. So, Chief, what are the measures that are in place that will help prevent a school shooting at any one of our campuses?
So we have extensive training that our officers do. We do our yearly training. Our campus officers do work with our administration. They have operation plans for emergencies that come up. We make sure that our officers and our emergency management, we have audits of our schools that can help. The other thing that we do have is all our campuses have secured doors. So in order to access, you have to have either an access fob or a card to get in. So our doors are not left open. We have spent millions of dollars from a prior bond in securing our entryways for campuses and also upgrading our alarms and our cameras. The other thing is any social media threats that are brought to us, we investigate all of them. No matter what the threat is, we investigate them all to determine if they are a credible or a non-credible threat.
Okay, and is there a message for parents and guardians right now? Everyone's kind of anxious about what just happened again. This is not even, school shooting is not even a new term anymore. So this is the last week of school. We're supposed to be celebrating. Instead, we're mourning the kids and teachers, and even officers were injured in Uvalde.
We have committed officers here that are their purpose here is for the safety of our students and staff. The biggest thing is we work with the information we have. So any type of threat or knowledge that someone may or may have heard, it's important to let somebody know so that it can be looked into.
Okay, and is there anything else I forgot to ask you that you like to speak on?
Not at this time.
Then at another time, I do want to just keep my request for that question. Going forward, how are you going to do this? It doesn't even have to be that the school shooting happened, but how are you going to do this with reduction of staff? That's it.
Yeah, and I think that's a better time for that would be closer to like when our budget is officially passed, because that is when everything will be official. Right now, everything is a proposal. And so until our board officially passes our budget, that's kind of where we are as an administration until it's official. I think when that happens next month, we can talk more about implications.
Okay, we'll do it then. Thanks,
Cool.
ladies.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.